The wheels of Raphael Taylor's black SUV crunched against the gravel driveway as he pulled into his home after 3 weeks away on a business trip. The long road back from Atlanta to their quiet suburban neighborhood felt heavier than usual. He had closed a big deal at work, but instead of excitement, his chest carried an uneasy weight. Something about the last few phone calls with his wife, Cynthia, had sounded different. Short. Cold. Almost rehearsed. Raphael grabbed his suitcase and walked to the front door. The house looked the same from outside, the porch light on, curtains drawn, but the silence inside when he stepped through felt strange. Usually, his son Derek would run down from upstairs yelling, "Dad's back!" Tonight, nothing. "Hello," Raphael called, his deep voice echoing through the living room. From the kitchen, Cynthia appeared, wiping her hands with a dish towel. She wore a fitted sweater and jeans, her hair tied back neatly. Her face carried the kind of polite smile one might give a guest, not a husband returning home. "You're back early," she said, glancing at the clock. Raphael frowned. 3 weeks, Cynthia. Not exactly early. Before she could answer, footsteps creaked from upstairs. Derek, tall and lean, came down slowly. But instead of rushing into his father's arms, he stopped at the bottom of the stairs, hands shoved in his pockets. His eyes avoided Raphael's. "Hey, son," Raphael said, opening his arms. "What's up?" "No hug for your old man." Derek gave a faint smile but didn't move forward. "Hey, Dad. Welcome back." His voice was low, uncertain. Raphael's brows furrowed. Something wasn't right. He set his suitcase aside, staring between his wife and son. "Okay, what's going on here? Why do y'all look like you're hiding something?" Cynthia sighed, turning back toward the kitchen counter. "Raphael, you've had a long trip. Let's not start with questions." But Derek's voice cracked through the room before Raphael could respond. "Dad, Mom told me to pack my things before you came back." The words froze Raphael where he stood. His heart slammed against his ribs. He looked at his wife, then back at his son. "What did you just say?" he asked, his voice low but dangerous. Derek swallowed hard, his eyes wet. "She told me to be ready to leave the house before you got home." For a long moment, silence filled the air, heavier than any argument Raphael had ever known. He turned slowly toward Cynthia, his face tightening with disbelief. "Cynthia," he said, his voice shaking, "you better explain what my son just said." Cynthia's lips trembled, but she lifted her chin, defiant. "I did what I had to do." Raphael's fists clenched at his sides. The home he built suddenly felt like a stranger's house. The tension that had been hiding under the walls finally stood in the open, raw and ready to explode. Raphael set his suitcase by the door like it weighed more than bricks. He kept his eyes on Cynthia, but his words aimed for the truth. "Say it again, Derek," he said, steady and cold. "Every word." Derek's voice trembled. "Mom told me to pack my things. She said it'd be easier for the family if I stayed with Aunt Renee for a while. She wanted it done before you came back." Raphael inhaled through his nose, holding himself together. "Easier for the family? Cynthia, are we running a charity or a home?" Cynthia flinched. "Don't twist my words," she snapped. "Do you know what the last 3 weeks were like here? Do you know the fights? The mess? The disrespect?" Derek stiffened. "I never disrespected you." "Really?" Cynthia shot back, eyes blazing. "What do you call skipping curfew? What do you call shouting because I took your keys?" Raphael turned to his son. "You skipped curfew?" Derek hesitated. "Twice." "But..." Cynthia cut in. "Twice that you know of. And the second time, I found your college savings account open on my laptop the next morning. I don't know if he touched it." I don't know what's happening anymore. And you're never here, Raphael. The room went quiet. A clock ticked too loudly in the hallway. I told him to pack because I refuse to watch this house fall apart, Cynthia said, voice lower now. I won't be the only adult around here catching bullets. Raphael stared at her, jaw tight. So the solution was to uproot our son? Without me? I tried calling you, she shot back. You hit me with, can we talk later? I'm with the team. Later never comes, Raphael. Not with you. Derek swallowed. Mom, I didn't touch my college money. I swear. Raphael's gaze softened a little at his son. We'll check. Together. Then to Cynthia, you don't get to exile my boy to make a point. Cynthia scoffed, wounded pride spilling out. Your boy. That's rich. The only time you call him yours is when I make a decision you don't like. Ma, Derek said softly, I didn't mean to break curfew. I needed air. The house felt tight. Cynthia blinked hard. The house felt tight because I'm the only one holding it together. Raphael rubbed a hand across his face. No one's leaving tonight. Not my son. Not you. He looked between them. But tomorrow morning, we're going to unpack everything, truth included. No one argued. They were too tired to fight the weight of the words. Morning came gray and slow. Cynthia brewed coffee like a soldier cleaning a weapon. Raphael stood at the kitchen island. Derek perched at the edge of a stool, backpack at his feet, as if still prepared to leave. Raphael opened a bank app and slid the phone between them. College savings. Transactions. Read them out loud, Derek. Derek leaned in. 2 deposits from you, 1 from Aunt Renee. Interest accrual. No withdrawals. Cynthia exhaled, guilt crawling over her face. I'm sorry about the accusation. Derek nodded, but his jaw trembled. Accusations hurt, Ma. Raphael steadied the moment. Why did you break curfew? Derek gripped the stool. I've been getting these texts. From a number I don't know. It started last month after you left. The messages say things like, your father is hiding something. Your mother's not the only one pushing you out. Or, get out before you become another casualty of their pride. Cynthia turned, startled. Why didn't you tell me? Because every time I tried, you were mad. And every time I texted Dad, he was busy. Raphael bristled. Let me see the phone. Derek handed it over. Raphael scrolled, his face cooling like stone. The number had no name, no image, just venom. Cynthia clasped her arms across her chest. You think it's Lily, she whispered. Her sister had a talent for stirring fires. I don't know, Raphael said, eyes narrow. But I'm going to find out. Cynthia sat down. I told him to pack because I was scared. The messages got in my head. They made me feel like something dangerous was circling our family. And while you were gone, I was the only one on watch. Raphael absorbed that. Then he said quietly, I left to build something for us. And I keep coming home to find us smaller. Cynthia's face tightened. I kept this family breathing while you chased contracts. You think money fixes everything? It doesn't tuck a teenager in at 2 a.m. It doesn't look him in the eye and tell him no when he thinks he's grown. I did that. Derek wilted. I'm sorry. Raphael set the phone down. We're not assigning a villain today. Not yet. But we are drawing lines. No more curfew breaks. You come to us, both of us, when the world tries you. Cynthia's chin lifted. And you, Raphael, you come home and stay long enough to feel the temperature. Not just drop a gift and a lecture. He nodded. Fair. Then, as if the house itself wanted in, A soft buzz lit Raphael's phone. A text from his best friend, Jamal. We need to talk. It's about Cynthia. And what she might have heard while you were gone. Raphael looked up slowly. I'm stepping out. Taking a drive. With who? Cynthia asked, suspicion sharp in her voice. Jamal. He held her gaze. And I'm coming back with the truth, whatever it is. With Raphael gone, the house settled into a fragile quiet. Cynthia rinsed the coffee mugs and set them beside the sink. She didn't look at Derek, but her voice cracked when she spoke. I shouldn't have told you to pack, she said. But I meant what I said about the rules. Derek nodded. I get it. I felt like I was being thrown out of my own life. I was trying to protect you, Cynthia murmured. From gossip, from foolishness, from your father's shadow. Derek frowned. Dad's shadow. She sighed. Do you know what it feels like when people keep implying your husband is never home because he's busy with more than the job? Do you know how the church women look at me? Or how your aunt whispers? Derek's mouth fell open. You think Dad is cheating? Cynthia's eyes watered. I don't want to think that. But something's wrong, Dee. And I've been standing here alone trying to guess the shape of it. Derek swallowed. He loves you. He loves us. Then quieter. Do you love him? Cynthia let the silence answer for a few seconds too long. I love the man he promised to be. I'm trying to see if that's still him. Derek picked at a fray on his backpack strap. Do you love me? Cynthia's face broke. With my whole life. He nodded. Then stop fighting me like I'm the enemy. She covered her eyes. I don't know how to stop fighting what I'm afraid of. Start by sitting with me, he said. Just sit. They sat at the table, mother and son leaning into a quiet that, for the first time in weeks, felt like peace instead of punishment. Jamal's barbershop smelled like clippers and loyalty. Raphael took a seat in the back, away from Saturday chatter. Jamal closed the door to the small office. I wasn't going to say anything, but if somebody's texting your boy, we're past courtesy. What do you know? Raphael asked. Jamal folded his arms. 3 weeks ago, Cynthia came in here looking for you. Said she heard from a friend that you were seen at a restaurant in Atlanta with a woman, light-skinned, curly hair, blue blazer. She was mad, bro hurt. She asked me straight up, is my husband messing around? Raphael blinked, then laughed without humor. I had dinner with the project liaison, Alejandra. My flight got delayed. We ate at a crowded place near the hotel. We were reviewing proposal notes. That's it. You tell Cynthia? Jamal asked. I told her I was working late with the team. She didn't ask for the itinerary, and I didn't deliver one. He exhaled. Maybe I should have. Jamal nodded slowly. She left my shop shaking. Said she was tired of being the last to know anything in her own home. If somebody fed her that story on purpose, they're playing chess with your marriage. Raphael tightened his jaw. Lily, he said. Her sister. Jamal raised an eyebrow. She stays messy, but that's cold, even for her. Raphael rubbed his temples. And somebody is texting Derek. Could be the same person. Could be a stranger. Either way, it's fear, delivered daily. Jamal put a hand on his shoulder. Truth heals or breaks. You already promised your family the truth. Bring it home, Raphael. Raphael stood. I will. And I'll find out who's trying to push my son out of his own house. On his way back, Raphael called Alejandra. I need something in writing, he said flatly. HR can see it. The dinner we had, what it was, why. Of course, she said. For the record, my fiancé was there for dessert. We can include that. And Raphael, I'm sorry your family's being pulled into office rumors. An hour later, Raphael walked through his own front door with a printed email and a plan. Cynthia stood, arms crossed. Well, he set the email on the island. This is from Alejandra. We had a work review dinner. Her fiancé joined. There are timestamps, receipts, HRC. You can call the restaurant if you want. I won't be offended. Cynthia stared at the paper like it might bite. Then she read. Her shoulders lowered an inch at a time. I should have asked you first, she whispered. Instead, I asked the whole world in my head. Raphael didn't gloat. He moved carefully. Who told you I was with a woman? Cynthia wet her lips. Lily said somebody she knew saw you. I didn't want to believe it. But the stories were loud. Raphael nodded, the hurt deepening. Call your sister. Put her on speaker. Cynthia's finger hovered over the button. Then she pressed it. Hey sis, Lily answered, syrupy. You okay? Did the cheater come back? Cynthia swallowed. You told me you had proof Raphael was out with a woman. Girl, everyone saw it. Half your church knows. Who? Cynthia asked. Name one person. A beat. You know I can't reveal sources. Raphael stepped forward. Hi, Lily, he said, voice cool. Raphael here. Who saw me? A colder beat. Then, oh, Raphael. Didn't know you were home. Who saw me? I'm just looking out for my sister. You disappear for weeks and I'm gone to pay our mortgage, he said. You tried to blow up my home with a rumor. So I'll ask one last time. Who saw me? Silence. Then a click. Lily hung up. Cynthia closed her eyes, shame washing over her face. I'm sorry. Don't apologize for asking questions, Raphael said softly. Apologize for letting a whisper outrank my voice. Tears spilled. I was afraid of being a fool. He reached for her hand. Then let's fight the fear together. Nobody gets to evict our son. Nobody gets to evict us from our vows. He glanced at Derek. And nobody gets to sit in the dark with poison texts. Derek sat up. What do we do? Raphael took out his phone. We report the number. We block it. And, until we get a name, we act like our family is under surveillance by a coward. That means we tell each other the truth first, before the street gets a chance. Cynthia nodded, wiping her face. Okay. Also, Raphael said, we're going to Aunt Renee's for dinner tonight. Cynthia frowned. Why? Because if the gossip incubated there, it dies there. He looked at both of them. We eat, we smile, and then we cut the cord, kindly, but clearly. That afternoon, Derek was alone in his room when his phone buzzed again from the unknown number. You think blocking me will save you? Boys like you become collateral when grown folks lie. Pack your things. Derek stared, rage mixing with fear. He walked down the hall, phone in hand. Dad, he said, voice tight. It's still coming through. Raphael took the phone, eyes narrowed. It's using a spoof app, changing the last digits to slip past the block. We'll handle it. Cynthia appeared at the doorway. Who would do this to a kid? Someone who sees him as a lever, Raphael said. Derek sank into his desk chair. I don't even know who I am in this house anymore. I'm the kid who messes up curfew, the kid mom wants to ship off, the kid the internet picks on. Cynthia knelt in front of him. You're my son. You're our son. And we got lost. We will find our way back. Derek shook his head. I need one thing that's mine. One thing nobody controls. My music. Raphael blinked. Music. Derek shrugged. I've been working on beats, writing hooks. That's why I broke curfew. I went to Jamal's after-hours youth session. They do open mics once a week. I didn't tell you because I thought you'd laugh. Raphael's face softened. I wouldn't laugh. You never asked, Derek said quietly. You send money. Ma sends rules. Nobody asks what I'm trying to build. The words landed like a mirror neither parent wanted, but both needed. Raphael cleared his throat. Okay. Then here's a rule I'll follow. I will show up to your next open mic. Derek's eyes flicked up. You mean it? I will be there, front row, clapping off beat to embarrass you if necessary, Raphael said, and it made them all laugh, tired but real. Cynthia squeezed Derek's hand. And I will learn the difference between protection and control. She took a breath. Would you help me? He nodded. We try together. Aunt Renee lived 3 blocks away in a brick house with a porch that caught everybody's secrets. When the Taylors walked in that evening, the living room smelled like baked chicken, but the air tasted like tension. Family, Renee sang, arms wide. Look at my people. Lily stood by the window, glass of white wine like a prop. So the traveler returns, she said to Raphael, smile stiff. We came to eat, Raphael said mildly, and to clean our air. They sat, prayed, passed plates. The small talk jittered until Raphael put his fork down. Someone's been texting my son, telling him to leave home, he said calmly. Someone has also been telling my wife I'm unfaithful. Let me be clear, I am not. So if anyone here is spreading that lie, today is the last day. Renee's eyes got big. Jesus! Lily set her glass down, feigning innocence. Why bring this here? Because this is where decisions about us have been made, Raphael answered, gaze steady. Without us. Renee aimed a look at Lily. If you know something, say it true. Lily shrugged, then flipped the script. What about Cynthia? She told me Derek was out of control. She said she might send him away. Cynthia nodded, owning it. I said it. I was wrong. Fear made me small. Renee sat back. That's grown woman talk. Raphael leaned in. And now, Lily, grown man question. Are you texting my son? Lily laughed, high and brittle. I'm not a teenager, Raphael. Raphael reached into his pocket and slid out a printed log. We traced the pattern. The texts bounced through a spoof app, but the first message, before the app kicked in, came from your work phone. Renee sucked her teeth. Lily. It was one message, Lily snapped, color climbing her cheeks. I was angry. Cynthia cried in my car. I wanted him safe, out of that house before he got hurt. Cynthia's head lifted. You don't get to decide what safety looks like in my home. Not with fear. Not with lies. Lily's jaw flexed. You asked for my help. I asked for your ears, Cynthia said. Not your hands on my family. Renee looked from one sister to the other. Repair or rupture? Choose now. Lily stood abruptly. I won't sit here and be shamed for caring. She grabbed her purse and headed for the door. Then she turned. Raphael, you're a salesman. You sell your wife on patience and your kid on promises. One day the bill comes due. She left. The door's soft thud felt like a gavel. Renee exhaled. Pride got a wicked tongue, she murmured. You 3 eat. Then go home and hold each other. The street will still be here tomorrow. Home again. The house seemed to exhale, too. Raphael gathered them in the living room. I need to confess something, he said. Not a betrayal. A blindness. I made work the hero and expected love to keep up. That's not leadership. That's laziness wrapped in receipts. Cynthia stared at the rug. I need to confess, too. When you left for work, I left for war. I turned every routine into a battlefield. Instead of asking for help, I sharpened my tongue. Derek rubbed the back of his neck. I need to confess. I started seeing every rule as punishment. I forgot you were people, not guards. Raphael nodded. We won't fix this tonight, but we'll start. Here's what I propose. Weekly family night, phones away, truth on the table. Curfew stays, but it comes with a key, explanations, not just punishments. And I want to see your music, Dee. Show me what you're building. Derek smiled, small but bright. Deal. Cynthia took Raphael's hand. And you, when you travel, we want your schedule. Not to control you. To connect. I need to see you in my day, even if it's just an itinerary screenshot. You'll have it, he said. And I'll cut trips shorter when I can. Money won't be the language of my love anymore. They sat in that vow like it was warm. Then Raphael's phone buzzed again. Unknown number. He put it on speaker. You think tonight changed anything? Boys like Derek get swallowed by their father's choices. Pack your things. Raphael smiled, but it was the kind of smile a lion gives a trap. Hey, Lily, he said softly into the phone. Or whoever is borrowing her game. This is the last message you'll send to my family. Silence. Then the line went dead. Cynthia sagged. Lord, give us rest, she whispered. Rest comes after music, Raphael said, playful. Derek, you got anything we can hear? Derek blinked. Then he ran to his room, came back with a laptop and a small speaker. He cued a beat, low, moody bass under bright piano, and started to rap, voice honest and raw. I was packing boxes in a house full of doubt. Mama said leave, but I'm figuring it out. Daddy came home like a storm in a suit. Said truth ain't a rumor and love ain't mute. Cynthia covered her mouth. Raphael's eyes shone. For 3 minutes, their living room became a studio, a sanctuary, and a promise. Sunday morning, the Taylors walked into church together. People watched. People always watched. But they walked like a unit, wounds visible, hands linked anyway. Pastor James's sermon was about storms. Some winds come to test your house, he said, looking straight at them without saying their names. If you don't anchor to truth, the first whisper can blow you down. After service, Lily hovered by the exit. Her face was calmer, humbled. Cynthia, she murmured. Can we talk? Cynthia glanced at Raphael and Derek. We can listen, she said. Lily swallowed. I'm sorry. I thought I was protecting you. I was wrong. I let my own bitterness about my ex turn into your prophecy. Raphael nodded. Thank you for saying it. Lily took a breath. I'll call the people I talked to. I'll shut it down. She looked at Derek. And it won't happen again with you. I swear. Derek's jaw worked. Okay, he said finally. But if you ever have something to say about me again, say it to me. Lily nodded. Yes, sir. She managed a small smile. Your verse last night. Renee sent me a clip. You're good. Derek blinked. Renee recorded me? Cynthia shook her head, amused. Aunties record everything. They laughed, and something nodded. That evening, the Taylors had their first official family night. Pizza boxes on the table. Phones in a basket. Cards on the coffee table. So, Raphael began, in the spirit of radical transparency, my boss offered me a longer contract that would mean more travel. Cynthia's face flickered, fear, then patience. What do you want? I want us, he said simply. I'll propose a hybrid. Less road, more home. If they say no, I'll walk. Derek stared. For real. For real, Raphael said. I won't trade front row tickets to your life for better hotel points. Cynthia reached across the table and squeezed his hand. Then we'll make the budget work. About that budget, Raphael added, I want us to build it together. Sunday nights, we plan the week and the money. Deal, Cynthia said. And I'll retire the pack your things speech. Forever. Derek smirked. I'm holding you to that. Raphael pulled a small box from his pocket and slid it to Cynthia. She opened it to find a simple gold band, 2 thin rings interlaced. What's this? She breathed. A reminder, Raphael said. 2 rings, 1 circle. We don't break without each other. Tears ran freely now. Cynthia put the ring on, then leaned over the table to kiss him. I still choose you. He whispered against her forehead. I choose you too. Derek made a face. Okay, gross. Then he grinned. I'm joking. Keep going. This is healing me. They laughed, pizza cooling, hearts warming. Outside, the neighborhood quieted. Inside, the Taylor house learned a new sound, the sound of staying. Months later, the texts had stopped. Either Lily made the call she promised, or the coward found another number to haunt. It didn't matter. The Taylor house was louder now, on purpose. Raphael took the hybrid offer. He was home for dinner 3 nights a week, in the studio with Derek one night, and asleep on the couch with a rom-com he'd never admit to liking the other. Cynthia took a weekend class on family systems at the community center. She learned words for the storm she had been braving alone. She made a new rule for herself. Before fear spoke, she would ask it to show its ID. Derek's open mic crowd started chanting his name on Fridays. DT, Jamal said from the back, clapping off beat, because some promises are meant to be kept exactly as told. One night, Derek closed with a verse that felt like a prayer. They told me pack my things, said a storm was on the way. But home is more than walls, it's the names that choose to stay. We don't run from thunder now, we learn the drum it plays. We anchor down in truth, and love becomes our praise. After, Cynthia hugged him so close he joked about breathing. Raphael put a hand on his son's shoulder and squeezed. Proud? Derek asked, shy. Beyond, Raphael said. And hungry. Let's go eat. They headed out into the night, no whispers behind them, no ultimatums ahead. Just a family that had learned what to do when the door feels like it's closing. Not to pack and go, but to bolt the frame, sit in the living room, tell each other the truth, and keep the house they built, together.